We are back watching CNN. I'm Brooke Baldwin. Another huge story we're following for you. Investigators now have recovered the flight data, the cockpit voice recorders from that Ethiopian Airlines crash that killed all 157 people on board. While multiple airlines have grounded this popular Boeing plane involved, U.S. carrier Southwest and American Airlines say they will continue flying this aircraft. The pilot reported technical difficulties right after takeoff on Sunday. At least one witness says the plane was smoking and swerving before the crash. Among the victims are 8 Americans and 21 United Nations staffers. And this is the second time in 5 months that a Boeing 737 MAX 8 model has crashed minutes into the flight. The same thing happened to a Lion Air flight in October. And just moments ago, Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao asked the FAA to review both of those crashes to identify any safety issues. So first with me, Dan Rose is an aviation attorney and former Navy pilot. So Dan, thank you so much for being here. So tragic all the way around. We're going to talk to a woman who worked with one of these. Sounds like such an amazing man who was studying at Georgetown. But knowing that there are, I'm thinking about us here in the U.S., of course, as well, about 24 of these MAX 8s being flown. Do you think Boeing should ground them?
Well, first of all, the FAA would have to decide to ground them. I think anybody that's responsible and realizes that the same system is at fault as it was in Lion Air, whether it is the FAA or Boeing or anybody else, should take the initiative to ground the aircraft until we figure out exactly what's going on.
I mean, the fact that the Lion Air went down, in October, and now this has happened, what do you make of the similarities?
Yeah, it's uncanny. I mean, it's kind of unprecedented to have a new aircraft come out and then within less than 2 years have 2 incidents within a 5-month span. That's just not acceptable. I mean, there in all likelihood has to be something wrong with the systems.
You know, I was talking to Richard Quest, who has flown Ethiopian Air a ton of times, says it's an excellent airline. And as far as these MAX 8 planes, how would you characterize them?
Well, you know, the interesting thing about the MAX 8 is it's a 4th generation of the 737 design, which is 60 years old. So, you know, this is a design that was designed way back when and has kind of been adapted all along. And this is the latest iteration. And each one is looking for more passenger, more power, more efficiency. And there are compromises at some point. And I think we see it here. With the engines that were put on this aircraft in such a way that it affected the way the plane flies. So they had to build this system, the MCAS system, to combat that. And it's reached kind of a tipping point with the design.
We know that the black boxes have been recovered. So within those black boxes, where do those answers lie?
Well, we're going to get the answer to the cause within the boxes. Specifically, you're going to hear the flight crew talk about what they're doing,
yeah,
whether they're fighting the controls, but you're going to see what the plane is doing, particularly whether this system, this MCAS system that's implicated in Lion Air, was activated such that it was causing a loss of control of the aircraft.
Yeah. Dan, thank you so much.
Sure.
I appreciate it.